Welcome to Primecast, episode 97. My name is Jesse.
My name is Wyatt.
Hi, Wyatt.
Oh,
we got a long show ahead of us today, so I think we should go ahead and jump into a lot of stuff we need to talk about. But first, we're going to go into the first segment of the show, which is always our what I like to call our Primecast Thug Life.
Why?
Because
it's like every 5 episodes you say that term, and I just go, why?
Mainly just to hear you get all upset about it.
You hear me get real surly about it? Just why?
Yeah. Then that's where we talk about our latest purchases and acquisitions.
I have a question.
Okay.
Did you make any purchases or acquisitions?
Yeah. What'd you get, though?
Oh. Well, I only got a couple things. I got a Marvel Select Green Goblin, like the classic Green Goblin with the little tied up Peter Parker. He's alright. He's essentially just going to go on my shelf because I don't feel like paying too much for an in-box Marvel Legends Green Goblin right now. I'm like, alright, found it at a comic shop I want to support. So I got that. He's a figure. He looks like the Green Goblin. And I got 2 copies of the Amazing Spider-Man #1.
The new one?
Yes, came out Wednesday.
Oh, it already came out. You didn't tell me it came out Wednesday.
I didn't know it came out. They said May. Wednesday was still April. I got on Facebook, and then the official page was like, "Go get Amazing Spider-Man #1 now," and I was like, "Oh, okay," and I did.
Will I still be able to find it?
I think so. It wasn't as hard to find as Superior 31 for me. My comic shop.
Fucking hell. That's extremely short notice, man. Like, the last Superior just came out, like, what? It just seems like it just came out, like, super recently.
Yeah, it came out, like, 3 weeks ago. But, yeah,
was it 3 weeks ago? Damn.
About 2 or 3. Yeah, the issue's really good. It's one of those weird, thick issues that cost, like, $6 because it has so many different side stories in it. Now, the first, like, 3/4 of side stories are all leading into, essentially parts of Peter Parker's life that Doc Ock messed up, and they're just showing what those characters are up to now. And then the second half is like an Inhumans sneak peek, and I'm not that big into Inhumans, so I haven't read that part yet, but I read all the actual Spider-Man stuff. And man, if you're planning on reading it, I'm not going to spoil it for you exactly, but it is good. Like, it gets me really hyped up, and I saw the covers, and they told that in the back of the book they talk about what's going to be when soon, and they talk about what Amazing #2 and #3 are going to be about, essentially, and it pretty much leads into that. And there's this really funny scene where Peter Parker goes back to Parker Industries, and he's talking to all the lackeys who work there, like, oh my god, he's talking to us, oh god, run away. And he's like, why is everyone upset? Like, no one likes me. He's like, well, because you're kind of a dick, because he was Doc Ock. And he's like, why is everyone calling me doctor? I'm not a doc. And he turns around, scratching his head, saying that out loud, and sees his PhD on the wall. He's like, I guess I'm a doctor now. The Doc Ock guy.
Is the issue with Peter Parker kind of happily swinging with holding his mask in his hand?
Yeah, that's the main cover.
Okay.
I got that cover.
I need to find that. God damn it! I was hoping to be able to get that on the day it came out, and I was tried to find out when it came out, but I could never get an answer.
The store I went to had literally what I think is, or at least every variant I've seen. I got that one, the main cover. It got a little dinged up, and I was like, all right, if I'm gonna keep one for just collector value, just because I'm a dick. I got the variant with the all white front page, and you open it up and it has the main cover. Those are, I think, a little rarer. And then they had the variant. There's one with the chibi Spider-Man on it. There's one of like a really realistic looking, artistic Spider-Man on it, and there's another one, I forgot what it was. So if I see those, I'll probably pick up all of them just because. Why not?
All right.
But yeah, it's out. It shouldn't be too hard to find. Each store I went to, they had a lot of them, so it wasn't as hard to find as it was for me to find Superior 31.
Okay. 'Cause, yeah, now I'm stressing hardcore about that. Damn it.
You'll be able to find it. Even if it's second print, you'll be able to find it.
Alright. What else did you get?
I got Dairy Queen and I'm eating it right now.
Dairy Queen?
Mm-hmm.
Dairy Queen chicken?
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, it's fast food.
Why would you go to Dairy Queen if you want to get fried chicken?
I didn't. I haven't really eaten today, and we were going to Dairy Queen, and I was like, I'm just gonna get food. And I'm a picky eater, and I have a chocolate extreme blizzard in my freezer waiting for me to get done podcasting. It's kind of like my trophy I'm saving for myself.
Oh.
Did you see what I did?
About what?
Did you see what I did on YouTube?
No.
I might have made a video.
I didn't notice.
Yeah. True facts. Anyway,
okay.
What did you get this
Black
round
Widow.
of days? Oh, lame. All right, let's keep going.
Now I have a question.
Answer.
Where is Mandroid's gun that he has on his shoulder?
What do you mean?
In the Mandroid Build-A-Figure, it has like a rocket launcher on its shoulder.
Yeah.
Where is that at?
In the box? What do you mean?
Was that like
Oh no. That's supposed to come with Black Widow.
Is it the actual gun that Black Widow uses?
The long one? Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. That's the gun.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you opened it up and it wasn't there. Like, oh, I guess it's with another figure.
Yeah. So the gun that's on Mandroid's shoulder is the gun that Black Widow has. Like that's so okay.
With the 3 barrels? Yeah.
Yeah. The silly gun that she would never use. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
This person on Facebook is asking me why I hate PewDiePie, and if they can't see why I hate PewDiePie, I'm gonna be reluctant to tell them. Do you know?
Anyway,
him?
No.
You're lucky.
Yeah.
Anyway,
nothing. I can't say anything new about it that we haven't gushed about before in the past.
Avengers hair.
And I did go to my Target recently, and they had the entire case. Like they had 2 Captain America's 2 Winter Soldiers, a Red Skull, a Baron Zemo, but they did not have a Black Widow.
I've seen that. Yep.
That's pure douchebaggery.
Yep.
And I hid the Red Skull and Baron Zemo.
Just in case you change your mind.
Yeah, because it could go either way with me, and I said my feelings would not change either way. Because I think I would feel differently, because I really do hate the fact that Red Skull is mostly a repaint.
It really does bug me a bit.
Like that body does not look good with that head. If they were just done a more traditional Red Skull, like Nazi Hydra trench coat, where it's all buttoned down and super sleek.
If
how it is,
a third party can make that, is what I was about to say a minute ago. If a third party can make that, I'll buy it. Yes.
Yeah, but I think they threw in the Cosmic Cube just to be as an extra incentive. Like, hey, it has this. Because at one time I did see a Red Skull in a Walmart, but someone stole the cube.
Dicks. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
DICKS.
That's how you spell that?
Not Deeks. Not DICS. Deeks. Okay, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, guess what?
I'm happy. Very happy.
We have some news.
Yeah, but this is a new section of the show that I'm going to be calling "Watch This Bitches," where we talk about movies and such. Watch this, bitches.
Wait, we should talk about Transformers news because the movie news we have to talk about is a lot, and that's very spoilery. So we should put that at the end of the show for people who have yet to see it. Because consider it's...
Alright.
Alright. So we're gonna have to save your little thing for a minute. But alright, we don't have too much news, so you're welcome. So Mech Ideas, do you remember when they were trying to put out those animated Huffer and Pipes that looked a lot like Mario and Luigi?
Kind of.
Well, they were, and that whole debacle that happened at Big Bad Toy Store and buying all the stock, and then Big Bad backed out, and well, they're back, and they're up on a website. I don't know the site they're up on. Let me find out which site, because I still need to pre-order these. Because they're put up on the site, I believe, for cheaper than what they were on Big Bad. They're $50 for the two, and these figures are pretty tiny. But they look pretty fun, and I'm really interested. PlaneXteelExpress.com has these up for pre-order for $50 a piece, together. And damn, that's awesome. And the best part about these is they're being made to order, I believe. So you order them, and because the production is just that tight. And I've been waiting for something to be made to order. The problem is I'm tempted to buy two just in case my first set breaks, because these are going to jump so high up in the aftermarket. So, yeah.
I'm not even bothering looking them up.
I don't care. I'm still going to buy them. Also, Gauntlet or Piston is there as well. We have new pictures of it. That's about all there is to it. I think that's still up for pre-order at Big Bad. But he's also available on, I think...
Everything is still up for pre-order on Big Bad.
Not those two. Okay, no, he's not. I don't think he's for sale on that site.
Nothing ever goes off of pre-order.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
That toy looks cool, but
now you made the connection.
Yeah. I thought you were just making a Big Bad Monopoly's Toys deal, but no, it was more. No. You made it more personal.
Yeah.
And that's essentially all I have to say. I'm super excited those are getting out, and I'm gonna buy them so hard. Guess what else happened?
What?
Before May 17th, Age of Extinction toys were found in our homeland of the United States of America on store shelves.
Yeah, I've heard that, for all the other movies, I've always been like, gotta find them first, gotta go to get all the warmest. I'm not.
Gotta go fast.
No. I'm
gotta go fast.
I gotta go fast.
That's exactly the urge to go looking is very, very strong, but it's more so I'm resigning, and if I come across them, hell yeah. But yeah. I'm not gonna go searching.
No, I'm too tired for that shit. I'm too old. I'm just like I just want to go to the Target that's 2 miles away from me and find them on release day.
Yeah,
if they don't have them on that day, then okay.
Yeah, I'll be waiting till release day, but I'm still super excited. Oh my god, I'm reorganizing my movie shelves.
What day are they being released? 15th or 17th?
17th, I believe.
I thought it was 15th.
I don't
know. Because
I thought it was 17th.
Why would they be released on a Saturday?
Because that's a Saturday, and kids can go out and buy toys on a Saturday, not on a Tuesday.
That seems silly to me.
Why a Saturday? Saturday seems much more practical for me. Or to me. That's when kids are like, Mommy, I want to go to Toys R Us. They're like, all right,
we need to find this out.
Okay.
Transformers.
I think they're being released early online. I'm gonna eat my food.
Extinction. Release date. I'm searching. Why?
Did you find it?
No, but like all my browsers reset themselves.
Your life
all my
sucks.
Windows. Yeah.
Anyway. Anyway. But yeah, someone listening's probably have found some Age of Extinction toys. Either bought them or they don't care.
I did find the Titan, those oversized Titan figures.
That would make me excited just to know that, hey, this store probably has more in the back. But I haven't seen anything.
They look like absolute shit in person.
Those are the you know what I'm talking about, the really basic, dumb looking bars of soap carvings, right?
Yeah. That's a pretty good description, bars of soap.
Yep. You ever carve anything up a bar of soap? Neither did Hasbro.
Damn, I can't. Whatever. I will look for them later when my browser windows aren't being retarded.
So there's another big piece of news.
Okay.
The Acre Solutions operating chair is to make an appearance in Transformers 4.
Mm-hmm.
Who gives a shit?
Right.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Like, I guess I understand. Like, yeah. I take that back. I guess it's neat, but okay. All right.
But the little description here, which is this is potentially spoilish. It says, for those who don't know about the operator chair, it's a state-of-the-art operator chair which remotely controls machinery such as drillers and even ships. According to the revealed plot of the fourth movie, humans control the man-made Transformers, and this is thinking that this could be the device that does that.
Well, from this, I heard a dog. Do you have a dog?
No, I'm by window. The window's open. There's a dog outside.
A doggy?
A doggy. He's just a big sweetie.
I'd already known about that whole plot thing of they control them.
I didn't know that until this little bit of news came out.
There was some footage that got released, and like no one saw it except for a couple people that wrote reviews on it. But yeah, they said there's a guy who's controlling Galvatron by remote.
That kind of pisses me off.
I'm sure it doesn't stay that way.
I really hope it doesn't, because
if
it does, that would be really, really dumb.
I do not think it'll stay that way. I don't think you should worry your pretty little head.
Thanks for calling me pretty, but still.
I called you pretty little.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I'm not... Okay.
I'm not pretty.
Damn it, they are coming on May 17th. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's a Saturday. What's wrong with Saturdays? Take little... Zach and Jordan. And maybe by that time, you'll have, What's her name? Psst, Jesse, what's her name?
Who?
What's her name?
My wife?
No, other one.
The young one coming?
Yeah.
The young one's not coming out till August.
Really?
Yeah, August 24th.
Wow. I thought she was pregnant for way longer than that. Huh.
No, we found out she was pregnant on January the 1st.
That's pretty convenient.
Yeah.
Was that a Christmas present? Anyway,
I think it was a Thanksgiving present.
What? That doesn't even... Alright.
I know, right?
Wow, I was wrong. My time frame. Well, neat. Real neat.
Official in-package images of Transformers 4 Age of Extinction pop vinyl figures. Entertainment Earth just updated their selection with official new images of Funko's vinyl figures. The images belong to Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and Drift. We've seen these guys many times before. Blah blah blah. What's interesting is that on Funko's Toy Fair catalog, there was a silhouette of a third figure which was labeled a mystery villain. And spoiler, we now see that the figure is actually Drift, labeled as an Autobot. Dun dun dun.
I don't think that's anything. I don't think that's anything.
I don't. If it is something, it's neat, kind of.
I don't think it's anything.
You think it's people being confused?
I think it was Funko like using process of elimination, saying, "All right, here's a franchise based upon good guys and bad guys. Or we have two good guys. I'm gonna guess the third guy is a bad guy." And shit.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. When you said mystery figure, when I was already thinking of Drift, I was kind of hoping that like the third figure, the mystery villain, would be like Kelsey Grammer, just cause Transformers thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Stanley Tucci. Or Mark Wahlberg.
Generations Leader Class Jetfire gets more pictures and ones including an inbox image, which
I like it.
Means that this figure is getting close to release date.
Maybe.
Because this damn, this Jetfire looks amazing.
I'm so excited.
Me too.
So excited.
And as we said before, it's even more surprising because the original Classics Jetfire was not a bad figure.
Yeah,
it's not a bad
that's a figure we
at
talked
all.
about on the show before when I got it. Toy's amazing.
It is an amazing figure, but yet they made a figure that's even more amazing.
Hopefully.
And gigantic. And has a fake cockpit on the chest, but I'm okay with that.
I'm totally okay with that. You know, I'm really tempted on doing
what?
Creating some screwed up headcanon and like having a Skyfire and a Jetfire on the same shelf, just because I don't want to put one or the other away. But I'm definitely owning this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm probably gonna have a Jetfire and a Skyfire. Not Skyfighter. Skyfighter's a totally different fan-made character. Don't steal, please.
Alright, is there any other news?
Nope. Alright, what movies do you want to talk about, aside from the big one?
There's not a whole... Yeah, there wasn't really a whole lot of movie news, or just news in general. Alright, first, I've seen a couple movies that I can definitely recommend. One, I'm not sure if I've never brought it up on the show, but I've seen it. I saw a screener of it a few times, and I just watched the official Blu-ray of it, and I've watched it a few times since then because I really, really love it. It's one I really didn't quite expect me to like so much, but it's Her with Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson, Chris Pratt, Amy Adams.
Wait. Chris Pratt, Amy Adams, and Scarlett Johansson.
Yes.
That's like American Hustle, but alright.
I know.
I still haven't seen either of those movies.
Yeah, American Hustle is alright. It was kind of boring at times. Christian Bale looks ridiculous in that movie.
Have you seen Jeremy Renner in that movie? Jesus.
Yeah, his hair.
God. And Bradley Cooper, geez, he looks like a raccoon.
Well, there's this thing about that. There's a scene in American Hustle where you actually do see a Bradley Cooper like putting little curlers in his hair to do that.
I saw that in a trailer.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. But anyway, back to Her is really, really good. It's insanely good. It's it's written, directed by Spike Jonze, this is his first original screenplay, and it won best Oscar, best original screenplay.
Best Oscar. You won the best Oscar out of them all.
Yes, it won the best Oscar. And that when I was watching the Oscar, that's one that I was like, that I was really excited that he actually won, because all the other ones like, yeah, whatever, they're to be expected. But I've loved Spike Jonze for a long time. He's a great visionary director, and I have a ton of respect for him. He's a goofy ass person too. He was on Jackass quite a bit. Like, he dressed up as an old woman alongside Johnny Knoxville as an old grandpa, doing bits with him on Jackass, and he's quite funny on that. And he's just a really just seems like he'd be a very likable person.
Mm-hmm.
He directed Being John Malkovich, which, I mean, it's basically gone down as a cult classic now. It's basically saying, like, you know, you really like it, is, you know, it's a given. He wrote what was one that had Nick Cage in it? I didn't see that one though.
Nick Cage. What about Nick Cage? What was it?
It was a movie. Spike Jonze made a movie with Nick Cage. I forget what it was.
Was it
what
that
it was
Superman
called.
movie?
No. Um, let me just look up his biography.
Spike Jonze plus Nick Cage fanfic.
The adaptation. I did not see that. It came out 2002. Yeah. Where the Wild Things Are.
Yeah.
I really like that. He directed that. Very, very good movie. And then hers only is his fourth directed movie, but is his first original screenplay. And do you know what it's about?
Yeah, the guy's essentially in love with the voice on his phone / computer or whatever.
Yeah, it's this guy played by Joaquin Phoenix who's going through a year-long divorce, and he's a pretty humble guy, and he's pretty reluctant on getting a divorce because even though he hasn't been with her for a year, just because he likes being married, he likes sharing his life with someone, but he basically shares his life with no one now, but he just still likes the idea of being married, and he's a very lonely guy, but he's also very very talented in observing people and making connections with people just by looking at them, automatically putting himself in their place and living their life, and just just trying to connect himself with people, that trying to think of people as not just random people. He's a very very unique individual. He gets set up with dates every now and then, and he just has very reluctant in moving forward in them, until one time he was walking around, he saw his advert for an OS called OS1, and basically it's a operating system has artificial intelligence too. He puts it, he starts it up, puts it in his. Takes place in the future. Technology is quite a bit different. I don't think anyone uses a single keyboard in the movie. Everything is speak to text, voice to text, or voice to print. If you want to type something on your computer, you just say it and it does it, which we're not too far away from now. And it starts as OS, and it's Scarlett Johansson, and it's the whole. Basically, the first act of the movie is him coming to terms, kind of wrapping his head around how special this Samantha is the name of Scarlett Johansson's quote unquote character. Basically just coming to terms with how this is not just technology, it's not just programming, it is through many years of technology steps in this direction, they have created an actual intelligent machine, and he needs to learn to treat as such, and then their friendship grows and starts to turn into a typical relationship. They fight, they such, but then she starts to advance more and more, and he has to come in terms with how that she's growing more than he really wants her to. And it's a really, I had to say, it's a really beautiful movie. Anyone that's ever had to deal with relationships, good or bad, should really see this movie, because it is a movie just about relationships, not just about boyfriend, girlfriend, but just relationships in general. You and I have a relationship, or your sister and you have a relationship, your parents. So this is about relationships with people and how everything's connected like that.
Which one of us is ScarJo?
I am.
Oh.
I'm a pretty lady. Anyway, I cannot recommend that movie anymore. But it's sad because that movie barely broke even in box office.
That movie did really well at my theater.
Yeah, it had a budget of $23 million, and so far it's only done $25 million, and it's been out for quite a few months.
Since December.
Yes, it's damn. Has it really been out since then? Wow. But yeah, financially, it didn't do too great, but I do have a feeling that once it's get a little bit more word of mouth in the DVD market, that's going to make a lot of money because it is a damn fine movie. Another movie that I just saw a couple times in the past week is a movie we've talked about before. I made you watch a trailer for it. Do you know?
Is it the RoboCop?
No, Escape from Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an independent movie that was filmed in Disney World without Disney World's consent, and it's a very weird movie. It's a lot of people. I read a lot of reviews about it beforehand, saying that they were disappointed from the trailer, like saying the trailer just made it like this big, huge, like acid trip. It's filmed in black and white, which I think is very effective. Because when movies like this are filmed in black and white, you tend to focus more on shapes and just color. Like with these kind of movies with the colors, you kind of get easily distracted with the backgrounds and such. But with films that are black and white backgrounds or like bright backgrounds can tend to get washed out, and you focus more on like the things that's like right up front of you, and especially some of these scenes are really fucking creepy. And if you do not watch this movie high, I'm telling you, if you watch this movie high, it's going.
What are you insinuating about me?
You're going to have a bad trip. I'm just saying. In general.
That's a stereotype.
I'm not stereotyping. I'm just saying in general.
You say don't watch it high, and I'm a fairly young adult white male with longish hair who primarily wears black t-shirts and jeans and has a chain on his wallet. You're a dick.
I'm not. There's more than you that's listening. The hundreds of people listen to the show every week.
So you're calling them all potheads?
Yeah.
No. Oh.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's all. It's not just you.
Everybody. You're not a pothead at all. Everybody else though.
Everybody.
Yeah.
It's just
Mad Shell, Epic Al, Epic ACL, Alpone,
Harrison.
Yeah, they're all potheads. They're all fucking stoners.
Yep.
I'm telling them all, do not watch Escape from Tomorrow High. I'm fucking warning you.
I'm waiting for somebody to get offended.
you will have a bad trip, Angel. I'm telling you, you will trip the fuck out.
He has long hair too, you piece of shit.
Yes. But seriously, don't fucking watch this movie high.
What about like on crack?
Definitely not on crack.
Oh.
The worst drug you could possibly use while watching this movie would be LSD.
What about meth? Meth just messes you up altogether.
Yeah, I think you'd be okay.
The one thing I remember most about Breaking Bad, or at least the meth making, or the meth aspect, is do you remember when they went to that guy's house and they're both tripping on meth and he's trying to find out, where he got it from and all that blue stuff, and he gives the guy a shovel in the front yard. He tricks him because he knows meth heads.
Oh yeah,
and he goes in the house and he's like, "You're gonna," I forgot what he was saying, but he tricked.
I thought you were going to say he was going to take the money back from that man and woman.
No,
the kid. That was a sad episode.
That was a great episode, but no, it's the one where he goes up to the house, like him and I believe Mike are watching them, and yeah, he just walks up, starts digging a hole in the front yard, and the guy's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm digging. Do you want to try it?" And the guy's like, "Yeah," and the guy just starts digging and distracts him with that.
Yeah. Okay, back to this movie, Escape from Tomorrow. It basically, I'm not going to give it's very hard to explain because it doesn't explain anything. It's quite a confusing movie to watch because it's definitely multiple passes, and you can get a general idea of what they're trying to portray, and some of it is pretty good, some of it is pretty subtle, except for towards the very, very end.
In the end, it's just like, don't fucking go to Disneyland. Do not Don't do that. Is it,
Yeah,
is it, in your face?
it's very in your face.
Is it much
especially
is it very much so not like that documentary, that conspiracy documentary you made me watch, where it's essentially insinuating things but never outright says them, but this one's just like down your throat with the ideas?
to a very extreme level.
Oh,
like it's
that's
it's very unrealistic.
That's my least favorite documentary type style movie.
But okay,
That actually sounded really sarcastic. I was being serious.
they do say the word Disney once in the movie, but they actually bleeped out the S part of it, so it sounds like he's saying Dickney.
Why did they bleep out the S?
Because they could get sued hard, like super hardcore.
Why didn't they just say this monopolizing corporation? That's very.
But they do kind of dance around like we're in Florida, Jim. So it's the general plot surrounds his husband, who takes his wife and 2 kids to Disney World, or quote unquote Florida, and he did.
I love Florida land.
I love Florida with the ears and such.
Florida, yeah, the city in Florida with the ears and the blue dress lady and the cowboy. That's my favorite city in Florida.
And he gets a call from his boss. He finds out he lost his job, but he doesn't tell his wife or anything, and he wants to spend one last good day at the park, and he goes around, let's see, and then as they get on the train from their hotel to the park, he spots these 2 young teenage French girls, who throughout the movie he slowly kind of develops an obsession over, and he purposely takes his son away from his wife to say hey, you, Emily, go take our daughter this way, and I'll take little Joe Bob this way. We'll go. They're like, okay, we'll be back in an hour. But the entire time he's really just following these 2 French girls.
Okay, is this a movie with a plot or what? Or is this a documentary? I don't understand.
It's not a documentary. No.
Oh, okay.
It's a very loose plot. It's not really. It doesn't really have a climax. It kind of has a climax.
The whole thing with the 2 girls and the following them, I feel like I'm watching The Shining.
You're not too far off. Really,
does the elevator open up to the to one of the rides and just blood pours out everywhere?
The Epcot there's a big scene at the Epcot. Epcot. That big fucking testicle. That's funny. They actually said, "Wow, it's a giant fucking testicle."
They said that in the movie.
Yeah.
I thought they had kids in this movie.
There is 2 kids in the movie.
That's not a very family-friendly thing to say at Disneyland or Disney World. I'm sorry.
It sure isn't. It's funny because the guy waits what seems like an hour to go on the Buzz Lightyear ride, and when they get to the front, so it's like, we're sorry, cadets. This Buzz Lightyear adventure is down. And he goes, "Are you fucking kidding me?" right in front of this quote unquote son. It's pretty funny.
That's upsetting because I'm being treated. I've always wanted to go to Disney World. I don't care about this movie. I've always wanted to go to Disney World, and I've never been. And apparently, I'm being treated to it this year. I'm very excited.
I still think you should watch this movie.
I'm getting my pictures taken with everybody.
I still think you should watch this movie.
Maybe
it's a short sit. It's 90 minutes exact.
I feel like I'll just watch it and then it'll end and I'll just be pissed off.
You kind of will be.
It's not gonna be like that documentary or Melancholia where I watched and I was like, what am I doing with my life? No, this is gonna end. I'm gonna be like, fuck you, Jesse.
Because there's a kind of a subplot about this cat flu that's going around the park.
Is it a plot it's just a sickness, or is it this is what Walt Disney wants to happen? He's picking off children with this disease.
That's kind of almost. There's a scene where the husband takes his daughter because she scraped her knee.
Oh,
and took it to a nurse, and and the nurse is talking to her daughter are you feeling okay? Are you doing okay? Any flu-like symptoms or anything? And she's barely holding it together as they walk away. She just breaks out in tears after. So it's kind of suggesting that Disney has like this weird flus intentionally going around to kill people. A
So
cat.
does the daughter die?
No.
I don't understand. So what I was imagining when she's like, "Are you feeling okay? Are you?" I was reminded of that scene from Cloverfield where they just like freak out, take her behind the sheet, and like her head explodes.
Do you want to be spoiled about something about the movie?
No, because I'm actually kind of interested by how dumb.
Okay.
It sounds.
There's a lot of really creepy scenes in this movie, and the ending does make you think about a lot. But there's two aspects about the ending that I don't like. That one part of the ending is like the pre-ending where you see the fate of one person, and it goes to a certain extreme where it becomes funny, not so much scary or traumatic, which I think was the way I was going for. And that kind of ruined the ending for me. And like, the right before sequence before the credits kind of brings in this brings in this new plot device into the movie where it just feels like the director's just dancing around screaming, "Ask me what it means! Ask me what it means, please!" It just seemed like the director was being a little bit too desperate for people to be like obsessing about what this ending exactly means.
So it's like he's making a movie, and within the last 15 minutes, he's like, "All right, now I need to make it clear what this vague ass thing is about."
Yeah. But other than that, I don't regret watching it. It's a good movie to watch with a lot of people.
Yeah, I was about to say because I don't.
You have a lot of friends.
I do have. Thank you. I have friends.
I don't.
Well, you're married, so you signed off on that, buddy.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, you should get like all your friends together and watch this shit.
And then it'll end, and half of them will be like, "Yo, that was good," and the other half will be like, "Fuck you, White. You're never picking the movie ever again."
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for movies this week.
No, it's not. Fuck you, no, it's not.
We both saw Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
I saw it yesterday.
Let me. My turn.
Okay.
My turn. Okay. So Amazing Spider-Man 2 finally happened. The movie we've been talking for what, about a year and a half now?
Yeah.
Obsessively, almost weekly, about things going on with it.
Yeah.
If this is not your first episode of Primecast, you know that
let's just kind of summarize our thoughts before our past feelings.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to do. If you've seen an episode of Primecast where we talked about the Amazing Spider-Man 2 before its release, you know how we thought about it, how we were generally optimistic for the movie, but being realistic about it with our expectations.
I was very much concerned about this movie.
I was as well, due to the writing staff.
I wasn't so much for the writing staff.
I was
as much for I just thought they were just trying to jam too much shit in this movie.
That scared me as well. Though I did kind of fool myself into thinking, well, they had to have learned from Spider-Man 3, right? And it seems they kind of did, but what I was afraid was too much jammed in the movie was not actually what was too much jammed in the movie. But anyway, those are our general consensus going into the movie. We wanted it to be very good. We were optimistic, but we were a little bit afraid. So the movie happened, and I want to do this the way you walk through movies. I want, or at least for trailers, I'm going to take this movie step by step. Okay? My turn.
Okay.
Okay, so those of you who have not seen The Amazing Spider-Man 2, I'm going to urge you to stop listening to the show right now.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Heavy spoilers.
Spoilers fucking galore. Do not listen to this episode if you have not watched The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
You don't hear the password, that's okay. You know, if you want to tell us you haven't seen it, you can't tell us the password, say, "Sorry guys, didn't see Amazing." That's your password. Thank you for listening if you haven't seen it, but please, if you haven't seen it, stop watching, stop listening, whatever. If you don't care, if you generally don't care, know you were warned, and I trust your judgment. That being said, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, we saw it.
Real quick though, instead of dancing around it, what would you give it score-wise out of 10?
Okay, just like out of 10?
Yes.
That's a rough one. I like the general the thumb consensus. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay, understandable. Okay, I want to spearhead this, okay? Because you know how the Incredible Hulk is your baby.
Yes.
Spider-Man is my baby. I do not remember the day in young childhood when I remember learning about who Spider-Man was. I've always known who Spider-Man was. Spider-Man is my first superhero. He's my favorite. I dress up like Spider-Man. I'm a nerd. Spider-Man is...
Spider-Man.
He is the Hulk to my Jesse. Okay, so there's your consensus. Okay, so this movie opens up. Spider-Man's stopping the Russian mob. Okay, we see who will be the Rhino later on in the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one of my greatest concerns about the movie also was that I thought it was going to be too funny and too campy, and
that's what I thought too.
But in the whole what's his fucking guy's name?
What guy?
Paul Giamatti's character. What's his name? Not Rhino, but like it's some Russian name, right?
Yeah.
But whatever. Like his whole like little scene was pretty downplayed, which. I mean, in the whole like boxer scene, it was very fast. It didn't, hold on that scene for too long, where it wasn't like trying to like, hey audience, laugh at this, please.
Yeah.
It wasn't drawing too much attention to that. It was very quick. It was like, oh okay, got a little chuckle. It was very well played. So that was like a scene that was like, okay, this went a lot better than I thought it was going to go.
Okay. I agree. That beginning chunk of the movie was fine. It opens up directly. Spider-Man's doing stuff. All right. It goes to him getting a phone call while he's in pursuit of the guy who would become the Rhino, and it's Gwen Stacy, and he's late for their graduation. Right now I'm just run through the movie. We're gonna come back to key points in a bit. So that happens. It goes to the graduation. Aunt May's being a sweetheart because I love Sally Field. And Peter ends up seeing Dennis Leary's Captain Stacy in the background.
It was funny because when my wife and I saw it, it was cute. My wife leaned over to me. He's like, "I thought he died." I'm like, "He did. This is his hallucination."
I'm pretty sure my girlfriend did the same exact thing. Well, there is part of the movie that I'll get to later where my girlfriend was really like wondering why, because I was in a big group of people, 9 or 10 people, to go see this movie. We were all in costume and everything. It was a good time. But anyway, that happens. You see dead Dennis Leary. It goes to a dim sum where Peter's supposed to be having dinner with them. And within 5 minutes of the movie, Gwen and Peter break up. And surprisingly, the most of the movie is spent with them broken up.
Yeah.
That surprised the shit out of me. I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was really overplayed either. It was once you get to the part later on in the movie where they meet up for the first time in a while, that starts impacting you. Where when she's like, "Have you really been following me?" And she's like, "How much?" And he's like, "Just once a day, sometimes more." And she's like, "Why?" He's like, "It's just the close." And he's just honest. He's like, "That's the closest I get to pretending I'm still with you." And it's cute. Like Andrew Garfield is such a sweetheart. If he said that to me, I'd be like, "Oh, Andrew, stop it."
Oh, you
British. I'm gonna start getting jumpy here, just because it can be hard to keep my focus. We meet Harry Osborn. He's a cocky douche, and Norman Osborn allegedly dies. Spoiler alert: I don't think he's dead.
Yeah, they did kind of like do that in kind of a suspicious way. You don't actually see his dead body or anything.
I was reminded of the Wolverine. So yeah,
and we'll get on to a theory about that towards the end. My theory, anyway.
Okay, I haven't made a theory about this yet. It keeps going. We meet a character named Felicia, and this is the part where all of my friends are just like, because going into the theater, my friend who cosplays Black Cat looks over to me. She's like, "Oh, I'm just waiting for that Felicia name drop." I'm like, "Oh yeah." We get in there, and Harry asks the girl at the table, "What's your name?" And we're all just like, "Oh," and she says Felicia, and we all just started just like rocking back and forth, like, "Yes, Black Cat's gonna be in this universe." Yes, we're all just excited, and my girlfriend leans over, and is like, "Why is everyone really excited?" And I leaned over, I was like, "Felicia Hardy is Black Cat." She's like, "Oh, that's cool." I was like, "Yeah."
Interesting thing is the chick who plays Felicia. Her name, the actress's name is Felicity. Super close.
Felicity Jones, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was exciting.
I did not actually pick up on it until you just mentioned that. That's I was kind of wondering why they're focusing so much on this character. I'm like, okay, what is this supposed to mean?
Oh, anything? So you didn't know that was Black Cat, or that's gonna be Black Cat? Yep, that's gonna be Black Cat, Felicia Hardy. The movie goes on. Harry's a dick. We meet Max Dillon. Max Dillon is an emotional wreck. He fantasizes about Spider-Man. There's this cheeky scene that actually drags out long enough to where you actually feel bad for him, and it was actually done really well. And it's just sad. Like it comes to the point where it's actually overdone to a good degree. Because I think if it was underplayed, Max's character, then it would have come off as, all right, whatever, this guy, I guess. But the way they did it more so, I guess, made me be like, okay, you know, yeah, this guy doesn't know how far is too far, and he's just, you know, essentially almost a lost cause. Movie keeps going. He gets all electrocuted by eels. Whoa! Do you remember the guy he bumped into who told him to stay late on his birthday? Did you remember his name? Is BJ Novak's character?
No idea.
He called him Mr. Smythe. I mean Smythe.
Nope.
Alistair Smythe, the Spider Slayer.
I don't know who that is.
Yep, comic book character. Recently, very, very ample and superior Spider-Man. But anyway, that guy was introduced. Electro gets made. They fight, and you start feeling really bad for Electro. Start feeling bad for Peter, and a lot of science happens. Keep going in the movie. Stuff happens. Harry's fixated that Spider-Man's blood will save his life. Spider-Man and Peter Parker are like, yeah, no, not doing it. And Harry's like, all right, fuck you, Spider-Man, you're a dick. We learn, actually, Peter starts getting really interested in what happened to his parents, and we find out exactly what happened to his parents in the beginning of the movie, which I really liked. I liked how it led right up into what we saw in The Amazing Spider-Man 1. I loved that, actually. I really, really enjoyed that. Turns out, what makes the spiders not actually tick, but what makes them special is, or their healing factor is Richard Parker's DNA, which died with him. Which is kind of weird, but I guess makes sense because it's why it's compatible with Peter and why I guess getting bit by anybody else would, you know.
And that makes me kind of right.
What?
When the Amazing Spider-Man first came out, there kind of left a lot of questions up in the air, like about like why there's kind of why there's so much like focus about, you know, keeping Peter away from it all, and about like why it seemed like he was so special. One of my theories was that his father was doing, like, you know, using Peter as a test subject. So that's why when the spider bit him, it brought in some dormant powers. Wow, that's kind of wrong. It's technically wrong.
I guess. Well, yeah, but Peter has Richard Parker's DNA.
Yeah. So it kind of, because the spiders have his bloodline in him. So technically, I'm wrong, but I was like on the right path of my theory.
But yeah, it's essentially we still don't understand how it gave Peter his powers exactly, but that's essentially some backing to it. And we finally understand now. They did it pretty quick, but I didn't care. It was fine. That part of it. My point of contention for this movie, actually, a lot of it is not actually problems with the movie. I'll get into that when I'm done with my whole run through here. Peter's a dick. Electro's a dick. Electro comes back. Electro's mad. Gwen Stacy's still being cute. Peter and Gwen still being cute together. Best couple of the year. Andrew and Emma. I'm just gonna skip to the end because a lot of stuff happens. Electro, I'm sorry, I think is one of, like, I was on the edge of my seat. The whole group of us just giggling and just excited about how overpoweredly amazing Electro was. Electro was awesome.
I've said before in the past that I was thinking that Jamie Foxx is going to be really silly as Electro.
No.
And that Jamie Foxx, like, demonstrated his Electro voice on, I believe, the Ellen Show or some other daytime talk show. And I thought it sounded stupid. Bip bip, wrong. I was 100% wrong. One of my favorite things about this entire movie was listening to Electro talk.
Because they had that, like, you know, interference in his voice, you know, yeah.
And the soundtrack that played behind Electro.
I've been listening to that song. It's called Paranoia. It's amazing.
Okay, now that you know the song of it, I'm gonna look it up.
Not right now. Wait till we're done. But yeah, that Electro was amazing. You know, my favorite thing Electro did was
what?
He killed that guy and brought him back to life.
Yes.
That blew my mind. That was amazing. Oh, and it's time for the bonus round. I was like, oh my god.
Okay. Real quick about Electro before I forget.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the little touches they did on his costume was fucking retarded.
What little touches?
Like he had lightning bolts on his suit.
I didn't notice that at all.
I thought like when I was watching, it's like his outfit's pretty cool, and then I saw lightning bolts on, and he had like little like lightning on the front, and on the side of his arms he had lightning bolts. I'm like, oh god, that's fucking stupid.
I didn't even notice that. The toy doesn't have that.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Like I was watching, like, what's his fucking little designs on his chest? Wait, and I'm like, look, it's like, is that lightning bolts? And I looked at his arm, I saw, like, it was like on his chest, it was more realistic looking lightning, you know, like wavy lines and such.
Mm-hmm.
But on his sides, it was very like it was Power Rangers lightning bolts. I'm like,
it's actually hilarious. I don't even care.
I was like, oh god.
But yeah, this Electro was amazing in this movie. How they took him out was pretty good. It was pretty, clean cut to the point.
It leaves it kind of ambiguous about whether he dies or not.
I don't think
he just kind of disappears.
The way he could evaporate into the lines, I don't think Electro should stay dead.
Me neither.
I think he should be. It was revealed also who exactly is going to be in the Sinister Six apparently, and I'm hoping he actually is part of it, because actually what I was thinking throughout the movie, because I desperately did not think they were going to kill Electro.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, I was like, wow, he's actually getting really overpowered. How is he going to be a contender for the Sinister Six and a problem, or at all? Like he's going to kill everybody.
Real quick, I call bullshit that Peter Parker would not have ever thought about magnetizing his web shooters.
Yeah, that was just to make Gwen Stacy look smart, because she.
I know, but she's smart, but she's not smarter than Parker.
You wrong. But okay.
You're wrong.
But yeah, it was just to show that hey, she can contribute. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it right here. She was. I totally forgot the whole side plot for going to Europe for months. And this is where I'm gonna drop it. This is where I'm gonna drop the big bomb. This is where I'm gonna drop the thud that I've been grieving. For months, I was waiting and amping myself up to finally see Emma Stone, to see her Gwen Stacy take that fall. For months. Within the past week and a half, after watching plenty of interviews and just seeing stuff, I was like, you know what? Maybe they won't do it. Because they have this whole side plot. It'd be easy. It'd be less graphic, less violent for the kids. There you go. When it got to the part of the movie where Peter said, I'm going to follow you to England, I was like, she's going to die. I never thought I could be so mad at fictional characters. When it was announced on the show, when it was announced that Dane DeHaan was going to be Harry Osborn, I was so excited. And I think he did a fantastic job as the Green Goblin. But I hate him so much. And I'm so mad at Peter Parker as a character. Had Peter just let her go, abided her father's wish, Gwen Stacy would still be alive.
Yes. Exactly. So it proves that he was right the entire time.
She would still be alive if it wasn't for Peter Parker.
Yep.
I don't understand. This is the part that worries me. I don't understand how they're going to pick that character back off the ground, because essentially it's his fault that she died. How, realizing that, how are you going to move on from that character and even to love again another person to throw into harm's way after that happens and it's such a big plot point?
2 words. Redhead.
Yeah, they're going to do that. And no, I don't like that they're going to do that. You know why? You know what I like to call Mary Jane?
Because blondes do it better.
You know what I like to call Mary Jane?
What?
Mary Plain.
Horse face.
Mary Plain.
Llama tooth bitch.
I hate Mary Jane Watson as a character. She's done some cool stuff. She's done some really cool stuff. But damn it, she is nowhere near as interesting of a character, or even on screen could ever be much of an interesting character as Emma Stone was as Gwen Stacy. Ever. And I'm laying that down, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Because I'm so tired of Mary Jane Watson. And spoiler alert for the comics, the fact that they broke up at the end of Superior, I'm glad. So, yeah. When she died, when Gwen died in the movie, when he drops her, I'm like, okay, here it goes. She's falling. She's falling. The wire cuts and she's falling. Peter slings a web, catches her just in time, but her body flops and just hits the ground and boings back up.
See, it's kind of like the way it's done. It looks like she either could have like hit her head against the concrete or snapped her neck. So it's like kind of like a pays tribute to the way she originally died, but like made it like a little bit more, less grotesque, I guess.
Less his fault.
Yeah.
Now when he was laying there holding her, calling her name, it was very, very sad.
Yes. Very, very emotional scene. My wife thought was saying like she expected him or her just to wake up the entire time.
They were playing it up that way. I thought so too for a second, but then when I saw the blood come out of her nose, I was like, oh no. It was so sad. When that happened, I was literally on the edge of my seat. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, just throughout the entire scene, because I'm just getting myself ready. My friend leaned over to my other friend and said, 60 seconds. She'll be dead. He was not more than 5 seconds off. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat. When the web comes down and she hits her head and boings back up, I literally sank into my seat and almost fell out of my seat. I understand. Now here's the thing. Everyone's gonna be like, well, dude, if you're such a big Spider-Man fan, why are you upset that she died? Well, I'm somebody who... I believe comic book movies, and this is the way I guess I've been spoiled through the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like the Avengers, is I think of them as their own separate universe, and I think of them more so as loose adaptations of the actual events in the comic book. I think of them more so as their own take on it. It's like The Walking Dead. It's the same story. They're going to the same place, but it's being told differently. Mm-hmm. And there are some creative things that I would like to see differently. I didn't want Gwen to die. I think, not even to be selfish about it, I think kids going to the movie and seeing that'll mess with them. Because to be honest, this is going to sound super dumb, but it's kind of messed with me a bit. It's just weird. Like, it's not going to ruin my life. I'm not going to, start hurting myself. But thinking about the movie as a whole, I can't get over that. That's going to be really gruesome for kids to see. Mm-hmm. And, he stopped being Spider-Man for about... We're going to keep going. He stopped being Spider-Man for about 6 months. Somehow, you know what I don't understand?
What?
Two things I don't understand. How did Harry get to Ravencroft? Who locked him up?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think Peter Parker was in any mental state to do that.
I think it was just one of those plot devices that's just like, doesn't really matter who locked him up. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
And the other thing was, they made such a big show in Times Square when Spider-Man was like, looking at everybody who's about to touch the rail and being electrocuted and dying. He was able to get all of them with one web shooter to get all of them to not get electrocuted, but he couldn't save Gwen from a fall.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think if that whole scene from Times Square was cut out,
he was probably able to handle himself better during that fight while in the...
Yeah, he's panicking here.
Yeah, panicking because, it's a more personal reason why he's doing this.
That's exactly what my friend said, and I'm not saying that's wrong at all. That's exactly what my friend said, too. So, I don't think she should have died. I do not think so. I don't think there's much that can be said that I haven't already heard from friends' rebuttals that will make me think I don't really think she should have died. I know it's source material. I know what happened in the comics. I know they're following the comics. I know all of that. But they made enough creative difference in this movie. If she wouldn't have died, the movie... There were people who, for this movie, other things were in the movie for them. Like Rhino's mech suit, or Harry being the Green Goblin, or, the amount of Peter and Gwen. And the part that they really enjoyed was Gwen's death. And for some reason, I just feel differently, and I can't really tell why, except for the fact of I enjoy Gwen Stacy as a character. I don't care which adaptation, except for the 90s cartoon. She was kind of a bitch in that one. Gwen Stacy has always been a much more interesting character to me than Mary Jane Watson ever was, or never will be.
She was not interested at all in Spider-Man 3.
She's not interesting at all in Spider-Man 1, 2, 3, the 90s show, and the last, 6 years for Amazing Spider-Man. So, yeah. Mary Jane Watson is just, I don't understand. Like, when she first introduced, or when she, first became a thing with Peter in the books, a long, long time ago, she's very interesting. Even some cool stuff she's done recently. At the end of Superior, when she broke up with him, I was actually really excited. I was like, wow, this is some good development for Mary Jane. She's saying she can't live this life Peter leads. It's just not for her. She respects him for all the decisions he makes and all the responsibility he takes for being Spider-Man. She loves that he's Spider-Man, and she respects him so much for that, and all the things he can do, but she can't live that way. The next time we see her, she's calling him an idiot and closing her laptop. I'm like, you stupid redhead. God. Ugh. Not against redheads, by the way. Just her. She's giving you all a bad name.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's essentially what worries me, is going on from this movie and making it believable. Everything in this movie I thought was believable. Except for Peter Parker. I don't think... That's the good thing about Spider-Man, is he's a character as Peter Parker. You can put yourself in his shoes and try to, find some hope in it. But not like this. This movie is about Peter Parker struggling because he doesn't want to lose Gwen, but he has to because of the promise he made to her dad. Because he's afraid something will happen to her. The minute he is selfish with another human being and decides to undermine multiple people's authority, including his own, he loses them ultimately. It is his fault, ultimately. How do you live with yourself? As someone who's supposed to bring hope and save people, and you were selfish one time and lost somebody, how are you ever going to pick yourself back up from that? Is the overarching tone I got from the end of this movie. Is you selfish prick. It totally sounds like I'm ragging on this movie, and I really don't mean to. But most of my problems with the movie are within the last 5 minutes. I also think that there was she died, and 3 minutes later, the movie was over. I know it was said it was 6 months, so that he was not Spider-Man, but I think we should have seen a little bit more of him grieving and getting over it. The scene where the seasons are changing and he's still standing at her grave, I loved it. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I did like that scene too.
What got me is even when her nose bled, it didn't click with me then, in the theater exactly. It's when I'm like, oh, maybe I don't know, it's just a movie, we'll see. And then it just shows people walking away from a cemetery. I'm like, oh. And that's why I just lost it. I'm more interested to see where the series goes from here on out. Very interested.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just upset because I loved Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy. They had so much... Not even, Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, just their characters had so much chemistry and worked so well together, and now we have to start over again with another love interest. It seems like a lot of work.
Well, with the brilliant minds of Alex Kurtzman and Robert Orci, they might...
Oh, fuck them! I actually read the thing for 3, and so far it's only Alex Kurtzman who's he's just working on the screenplay with 6 other dudes. So I'm like, yes, good. Maybe they saw the end of 2 and were like, oh. Because I'm gonna say everything that was packed into 2. I'm just gonna say it just to beat that guy. Everything wrong with 2 is their fault.
I'm not gonna say you're wrong, but I do think that's a little bit extreme.
It is extreme. It's definitely extreme. It is very extreme. It's very biased. It's very borderline dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a personal bias, and I don't expect anyone else to feel that way. Except Harrison. Harrison feels that way very much so because of what they did to the Rhino. That he was just in the end of the movie, and I was like, there you go. Because Harrison is the one who told me, hey, cut the guy some slack, maybe they'll do good, and he's like, no, I take back what I said.
I like what they did with Rhino, though.
I didn't mind what they did with Rhino. I thought it was fun.
I thought the ending was fun.
I thought the ending was fun.
Especially when he got down to business and got down on all fours and started galloping.
That was lovely.
Yeah.
Visually, it was lovely. I understand people who love the Rhino and didn't like that, but personally, I thought it was fine. Mm-hmm. There's so many people who are upset about what they did to the Rhino's design. I like that he's a mech suit. I think it looks rad. I want a toy of it.
Mm-hmm. I want a Marvel Select toy of that.
Yeah, it was beautiful. How it runs on all fours is great.
One thing that I really do like about the ending is that it definitely clarified something about the ending mid-credit scene sequence of the first movie about the scene inside of the Lizard's prison cell.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people were confused about, like, so is this Electro the next villain, or is... I personally thought, like, what a Lizard saw in this cell was, like, his split personality.
Mm-hmm.
Was, like, Dr. Connor was locked up with the Lizard. The Lizard was trying to talk to him, like, saying, like, well, you didn't tell him, like, about his father. But no, that's an actual person, and you see him again at the end of the movie trying to organize the Sinister Six.
And Harry knows exactly who it is.
It's Norman.
You think so?
I think so. That's where I think it is.
I don't think so. I think Harry knows who it is. I think if Harry knew it was Norman, he'd be like, no, get the hell out of my cell. I did this. I killed Spider-Man's girlfriend. I thought it was Norman at first, but I kind of don't think it's Norman. I don't think that's a bad assumption, but I personally don't think so. I think it could be two people.
You think so?
I think it could be Mysterio or Alistar Smythe.
Because they refer to him as Mr. Fierce.
Yeah.
And is that a character name in any of the comics?
Not that I'm remembering, but I could be just blanking. But no. But apparently during the credit scene as well, there is some designs, and if you download the Shazam app and record the end credit song, it'll show you what those designs are, and it leads into who the Sinister Six are. Apparently, the Sinister Six are going to be the Green Goblin, Rhino, Mysterio, Kraven the Hunter, and
Doc Ock,
and the Lizard.
What about Vulture?
Who did I list? Did I list 6 there?
Yeah.
Someone I said did not belong there.
You say Kraven the Hunter.
Well, Kraven the Hunter is rumored. Did I say Electro?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
No, yeah.
Because we saw Vulture's wings.
Yeah, it's definitely the Vulture, and yeah, it's. I don't know who I said then this shouldn't belong.
You might have said Electro.
I might have, because yeah, Electro is apparently not in it, which saddens me a little bit.
Yeah.
I wish I kind of, I like Kraven the Hunter a bit, but whatever.
Let's see. What else did I have to
You
say?
have some weird static coming through your microphone.
Is it still coming through?
Yeah.
What about now?
Yeah.
Now?
Yes.
Now.
Yes. It's like a constant thing.
Now?
You got rid of it for a split second.
There's gone.
There's gone.
Gone.
It's gone.
Hear me?
Yeah.
Is it better? Okay, all
Yeah.
I did was plug in my mic to a different USB. That's weird.
Okay. Don't use that USB
Okay,
anymore.
I won't.
Okay. But yeah. So you know
What?
the fun thing is apparently Andrew Garfield was only confirmed to be in 3 and not 4.
That's dumb.
Well, he only signed on for a trilogy, so I hope there needs to be more than just 3 for Peter Parker after the end of 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's packing too much into a movie if they're trying to write him off at the end of 3, like bring in Miles. But apparently, Andrew Garfield said, hey, it'd be fun to bring in Miles into the movies. But the studio said, yeah, no, we're not doing that for now. So who knows what's going on for 4. And I'm kind of getting real curious, because where the story is going is they're setting up a whole lot of story for 2 and only have plans for 1 more movie.
Yeah, they're kind of like trying to establish a gigantic universe.
But they only have, it's like counting your eggs before they hatch. Andrew Garfield does not have to come back for 4.
Well, technically, Peter Cullen only signed on for a trilogy.
Yeah, but that dude needs money at this
Not
point.
really.
Eh?
He still does a lot of trailers, movie trailers.
I
Huh?
haven't heard many of them.
He did.
Any of them, but I believe you.
This is not good. But like, he did the trailers for Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
Oh, good. Good for him. Let's stop talking about that now.
If you watch a trailer for them, like I had no idea that Optimus Prime was narrating that trailer. But yeah, it's him.
But alright, Amazing Spider-Man 2. I give it an 8 out of 10. I definitely enjoyed it. The movie's just messing with me a little bit too much because I'm just thinking about it way too much as a, alright, what are they going to do now? And my own personal bias, I put aside from my rating. You know, I understand the fact that I didn't want it to happen does not undermine my rating. How they killed Gwen Stacy, fine. I just don't like the fact that she died, but that's my own personal bias. I'm not going to put into the actual goodness of the movie. Which is kind of weird sounding when I'm giving my own personal thought of the movie, but hey.
I like the first one better.
There comes a time. The first one I thought was better too. I thought the first one was better contained.
I still like. I can watch the first Amazing Spider-Man start to finish and, you know, not feel the need to fast forward through any parts of it.
You know what's gonna suck though? I haven't tried watching one again yet.
Yeah.
That's just gonna be hard.
You
It's
little
hard for me.
crybaby.
I know.
You know what's cool? Did you notice that Hans Zimmer does the soundtrack for Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Mm-hmm.
He's becoming like the more modern day. What's the other dude? That's
John
with Tim
Williams?
Burton all the time.
It's not John Williams.
What's the other guy? You know him.
Oh, is it?
He did the first Spider-Man movies. You know who I'm talking about, though, right?
Is
No,
his name like Peter or something?
Now you're gonna make me look it up. Okay, hold on.
I don't know. I still like Alan Silvestri a bit.
Oh, fuck. Danny Elfman.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking it's like Hans Zimmer's becoming the more modern day Danny Elfman.
Well, Hans Zimmer's been doing work for movies for years.
But he's becoming like more like doing more mainstream movies. I hate Danny Elfman.
Why?
It's the same song over and over again.
Yeah, that is Spider-Man.
What?
That in Spider-Man, it's the same song.
Well, I'm saying like in all of his movies.
It's the same song. Really?
Yeah,
Spider-Man is in like everything.
It's basically the same beat, same choir, just going just same boring shit for years.
Do that choir voice again.
No.
I can hear your regret right after you did it.
Yeah. If you could hear regret, you just heard it.
Yep, I can hear eyes roll. But yeah, Spider-Man 2, 8 out of 10. The movie was good, enjoyable. I liked all the acting. There's a certain part of it I did not enjoy so much, and I'm really curious to see what they do in the future, and I hope to God they just don't mess it up. Alex Kurtzman, Roberto Orsi, you guys did okay. Just don't fuck it up. Mark Webb, you did a good job of trying to pick up their pieces, I think. Dane DeHaan, you're an asshole, but I still love you.
I'm still not sure how I feel about the Green Goblin in this movie.
I don't think Norman's dead, so...
Yeah. Right when Norman's hand came out from under the cover, he saw his long ass claws. I'm like, oh, I see where they're going with this.
It was really fucked up too. He was like, oh, by the way, I never told you it's genetic, and you have it, and you're gonna die. Fuck you, kid.
And it's AIDS.
It's like Green Goblin AIDS.
Yeah, Norman Osborn's a
Norman Osborn. I love that whole scene though. It's just them being total dicks to each other. Like Norman Osborn is a total asshole in that scene.
Yep.
So you think Shadowy Guy is Norman Osborn?
Yes, I very much think it's him.
Okay, that would be neat. I don't think he's dead at all. So.
No, he's not. He can't be. They played that death off way too subtly. Oh yeah, he died this morning. Just so happens to be when his son came in town. Blah blah blah. He's been dying for years, but he just happened to die this time. I'm kind of disappointed that that they didn't show Dr. Connors in his cell or anything. Like they made reference to him, you know, being like I don't think they actually said.
Yeah, he's not gonna be in the Sinister Six. I think.
Yeah. Like they didn't mention his name.
I see what I did. Yeah, it's the Sinister Six is Mysterio, Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Vulture, Rhino, and Kraven. So not the Lizard.
Okay.
Allegedly, I don't know. I haven't done the Shazam thing myself, and the thing is, some people are saying, well, is that the Kraven symbol or is that Black Cat? All right, is that Mysterio or is that Chameleon? And is that Rhino or is that Scorpion? So, and then we have Alistair Smith lined up. So,
did you see the IMAX 3D?
Not yet.
I'm
going to.
I'm
definitely gonna go see it again.
Saw some certain trailers in IMAX 3D, and one of them was Godzilla.
Oh boy!
Oh, that just got me so.
That's for another show.
That just got me so fucking excited to see that.
That's for another show in a few weeks.
I'm seeing that on the 17th with my mom.
All right, so I think it's time for questions because we've been doing this for a while. All right. Hey lads, IJK Productions again, and thanks for the opinions on my shit bucket Optimus test.
Shit bucket.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
He did Invasion Mode Optimus Prime test about repainting it in rust colors.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I thought it looked good. Number one, to Wyatt. Who do you think should have portrayed the moment in the Doctor Who 50th if it wasn't Billie Piper? I personally think Elizabeth Sladen, Sarah Jane Smith, should have had the role if she didn't pass away in 2011. When I read all these questions earlier because I wanted to have authentic answers for all of them. And when I read that, I was getting ready to say, like, but she died. But he knew that. I'm proud of him. I don't think so, because the tie to the moment in the Doctor Who 50th was Bad Wolf. And Sarah Jane Smith didn't have that sort of connection. And also, the Doctor, the reason Rose was such a big part of the Doctor is, I've seen explained and something I agree with, the Doctor's had so many companions and female companions over the years that were potential love interests. Let's just take, if you haven't even seen Classic Who, let's take people like Rose Tyler and Martha Jones. You have Rose Tyler, who obviously loves the Doctor, and you have Martha Jones, who obviously loves the Doctor. But it's very obvious that the Doctor does not love Martha Jones. But it's pretty obvious that the Doctor does love Rose. Rose is essentially his only companion that the Doctor loves, or has loved. It's why that made Rose special. And that's it. So that's why I think Rose and the whole term Bad Wolf through the universe, all that stuff, fit for the 50th. So even if Sarah Jane Smith, her actress is still alive, rest her soul, she's wonderful. Billie Piper's Rose did fine. Number two, but okay, I guess he said if it wasn't Billie Piper, I couldn't think of anybody else who could. If anybody, I'd have to say, I don't know, maybe Karen Gillan, because she also had a much more big effect than I'd say Martha Jones or Donna Noble did. If I had my way, it'd be Arthur Duvall as Roy Williams. If I had my way, that's exactly who it'd be. But this is why I don't write the show. Number two, what kinds of shelves do you guys prefer, standing or wall mounted, and what materials do you prefer it be made of? Jesse?
Do what? I was still thinking you were talking about Doctor Who.
Yep. What kind of shelves does the Doctor use? What kind of shelves do you guys prefer, standing or wall mounted, and what do you prefer it made out of?
Standing, plastic, because I keep it simple and sweet.
I like wall mounted wood shelves with metal brackets. Those look pretty.
I don't really care too much about shelving.
I also very much am interested in getting some glass detail shelves. So yes. Number three, Jesse likes plastic tubs. 3. Do any of you think NECA will make the last few main kaiju from Pacific Rim? And did Wyatt get the Series 3 kaiju, and what are your opinions on them? I think they are going to make them. It's just a matter of they're all going to be the same exact mold. So I'm just like, whatever. I saw the schooner, and I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I did get the series 3 kaiju, and they're pretty good. They're the same mold. When I saw the pictures, I was like, okay, I'll buy that. But actually, in hand, they are way too much the same mold, and it's kind of weird because I put series 1 Knife Head and series 1 Gypsy Danger back in their boxes, and on the shelf I only have everyone else. Because so far I have all the other 7-inch figures, and like Leatherback just looks so out of place. That's kind of sad. So I hope they make a new mold if they can.
Speaking of NECA, click the link of what I'm about to send you, and look at the second picture.
Okay. I can do that. Oh god, it's our best friends. Look at the second picture.
Looks like he's doing the zombie dance from Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Yeah, Thriller. Yeah, I'm really mad about that. I thought the exact same thing.
No, I'm getting the bigger one. This is the smaller one.
This is not the bigger one.
That's just something I was just browsing through. I was like, that's funny. By the way, why'd you send me a link to the Guardians of the Galaxy figures? Yeah, I noticed that. Like, they're doing a pre-release clearance on them.
Yeah, because they know they're going to be stuck with them.
Yeah, I noticed that too. That's funny.
Number 4, have you guys ever bought anything that was on clearance but still felt like you got ripped off? I just found Beast Hunter's Ultimate Prime for $30 and still feel like I got gypped. I thought about that toy the other day. I saw it on clearance and I realized you could not pay me to take that toy.
That thing is a hunk of shit.
Yep.
Did I get anything on clearance and still thought I was ripped off? No, I don't think so.
I've never really thought that way. I've definitely got stuff, most recently, Beast Hunter's Ratchet and Dreadwing, and just thought, okay, that's definitely a thing I bought.
Speaking about things,
but no,
back to Amazing Spider-Man 2, real quick.
What?
We're talking about one episode where you sent me pictures in the video where you saw something in the background, and it was a black figure swinging on a web.
That was not in the movie.
It wasn't?
No, apparently that was confirmed somewhere to be the shadow of a crane, and I've watched that multiple times. I'm like, I don't understand how that's a shadow of a crane at all. It does not look. It's so precise, and there's many scenes from the trailers that were not in the movie. There's the scene at the end of the movie where he's looking out over the city. There's the scene where Harry's like, but what about Peter? And Norman's like, not everyone has a happy ending.
Yeah, that's right. Oh shit.
The scene where Peter's like, I've been doing some web design. It's not in the movie. There's a lot of stuff that's not in the movie.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I forget. I remember that specifically, like that Norman Osborn scene. Wow.
They used an alternate take of when Peter called Aunt May laundry sheriff, and in the one they use, he sounds like he's actually using it as an insult and sounds like a total dick. He's like, all right, laundry sheriff, and walks away with this like pissy face.
I'll do it later.
It's not that serious, man. I also love in this movie, they're still definitely keeping up the tone of, I definitely think Aunt May knows he's Spider-Man, but it's totally an unspoken thing where he doesn't want her to know.
Like, come on, let me do your laundry. I dare you.
I dare you. Do it.
But a while back ago, I thought it was confirmed that Martin Sheen was going to have a cameo as like a dream sequence or hallucination as Uncle Ben, because he was listed under the cast for some time.
Yeah, do you remember the thing I saw where it was Dennis Leary looking all bloody and stuff?
Yeah.
That was not in the movie either. There's a lot of stuff that's not in the movie.
That's weird. What happened to Mary Jane? She's gone.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for the actress.
I do too.
She got fired, and then she's probably gonna be. She said they're probably gonna recast her.
Yeah, because she wouldn't come back. Oh, she's in Divergent, so she's doing fine.
Oh, I wouldn't say she's fine.
Oh. 5, Tawaya, have you seen the David Tennant Clone Wars clip where he voices a droid like the Doctor? Link here. Yes, I've seen it, and it's, it's a thing. Keep up the good work, lads. Next question from Astro the Ultimate. I believe first-time questioner. Hi, I have 2 questions. Number 1, have you seen any of TFX Productions' Night/2020 stop motions?
I used to watch them all the time.
I watched... Yeah, I followed his original series, like the first 2 or 3 he did. I forgot what they were called.
It was called...
And I followed when he
Transformers
started...
Nexus and Origins.
Yeah, he does Nexus now, and he did Origins. I followed him until he started Origins, and then I believe he stopped doing them for a while, and I simply have not caught back up. But I remember watching his series. I thought they were very, very entertaining and well made. I do want to catch up though, because I see him in my subscription box, and I don't watch them because I do want to actually watch them consecutively. One day I'll marathon them. Number 2, what happened to Jesse's stop motion movie?
It's not really stop motion.
He's just moving toys and going, nah.
I'm going to be doing a video about that sometime in the near future. It's not stopped. I got a little bit too overly ambitious with my original concept, and I'm basically doing a fresh rewrite on it, and trying to focus on a smaller, more personal story with characters. Not just trying to make this big epic long thing. So yeah.
All right. From Apone, ahoy, Mr. and Mr. Primecast. I'm the Mr. in that. Saw the Amazing Spider-Man 2, and is it just me, or does Paul Giamatti's Rhino come across as more comedic and campy than badass? Like, he kind of overacted. I don't mind the whole robot mech suit, since originally Rhino was a Russian thug in a suit of armor. Spidey has to use acid webbing to defeat him, not a mutated man Rhino. I thought a little bit, and I didn't feel it so much Giamatti's acting, because the dude can act. I don't think he had enough leeway to really start or stop acting, and that's really annoying.
I mean, his whole role in the movie was basically just a cameo, and he had to just make his cameo a little bit more memorable than someone else's cameo, basically. You won't forget that character when you walk out of the movie.
Yeah, no.
Next.
I'm aware you've discussed about Spider-Man shows, specifically the Ultimate Spider-Man, how it's supposed to be a Deadpool show, etc. But, what about the Spectacular Spider-Man? Have you seen it before? Thoughts, opinions? If not, go watch it now. They did a terrific job, especially with the story arc of the symbiote / Venom, Green Goblin, and Sinister Six. Really upset that they didn't get renewed for a 3rd season once Disney bought Marvel. I even consider it far superior show than the one in the 90s. Love the art, the voice work, Josh Keaton beats Drake Bell as Spider-Man. I've seen the show. I marathoned it once. I love the Spectacular Spider-Man. It was a show that was cut down in its prime. The last scene from Season 2 gets you so excited, and then you realize, oh, that's it. It's such a good show. I definitely agree with everything he said there. It was a wonderful, wonderful
I hated
show.
the theme song.
I love that theme song. It's my favorite Spider-Man theme song to date. I thought the animation looked stupid. I think you're dumb. I think your opinion's just fucking dumb. It's about to get really personal in here. I
hated that show. The only thing I did like was Green Goblin's voice.
I loved everything about that show. I loved the theme song. The animation is something that bugged me at first, but watching it, it didn't, act all kludgy like shows like that look like it may end up. No, it totally stuck to its guns and everything it did artistically, and it was great. I loved that show so much, and I miss it. I went with my girlfriend to Target today to get some stuff, and we walked past the Spider-Man aisle, and they have the big Spider-Man 2 display. And we turn around, and there's just all the volumes for Spectacular Spider-Man. And I'm like, you should watch this show. She's like, I never saw it. And I'm like, I don't care. It's awesome.
I forget which volume I do have. I bought for Zach. But it's one. An amazing show. The first episode on the volume has a fight between Peter and the Green Goblin. I think it's volume 6. That sounds
did you
right. Yes.
So you hate the theme song? So you don't like Living on the Edge?
Nope.
Or
sure
Fighting
don't.
Crimes? Or Spinning Webs? Oh, you suck.
Next. Nope.
You can swing above your head?
Next.
Well, you suck. I'm aware this will never happen, but what do you think? But what if they link the Falcon to the Vulture? That the Falcon's flight tech was based/designed after the Vulture. Can you stop with that fucking rattle? There's some rattle sound you're playing with.
It's Michael. It's a Michelangelo figurine.
What is it?
From I think.
Stop that! It's very annoying. I bet everybody listening wants to
push a
strangle
button
you.
on his back, and his hand with his nunchuck spin around.
God, that's so. Right. People are gonna stab you.
What's the question?
Yeah. What do you think if they were to link the Vulture and Falcon's flight tech based after each other's or whatever? I think that would work, but money and company zoning and stuff, and yeah. Yeah, money.
Speaking of which,
for this sort of thing.
What'd you think about the little credit at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Hearing why they had to do that is really dumb, but
yeah,
whatever. It was really out of place how they just cut in the middle of the credits.
A lot of people are thinking that they're trying to connect the Spider-Man universe to the X-Men universe. No.
I didn't get that at all. Going in,
it had a lot to do with that Mark Webb really wanted to direct the X-Men Days of Future movie, and like business money. Here you can play a teaser of it in your movie. Real lame.
Yeah, I don't know what they did with that, but it was dumb. Really dumb. Anyway,
that's all the show.
That's all for questions. So I think that's all the show we got.
If you have any more questions, please feel free to send them into primecastqa@gmail.com. That's primecastquanda@gmail.com. Of course, every week we do a little password for the show. The password doesn't actually give you access to anything. It's just a phrase or series of words that we like you to type into the comments section of this video. Let us know that you listened to our episode and that makes us happy and such shit. And this week, this week's episode's password will be, I don't know, make it something Spider-Man related. Yeah.
A sinister new era.
No.
Okay, well, fucking make up your own shit then, goddamn you. You always make me do it and then always reject it. Make up your own fucking passwords.
Just make it good.
No, I'm not doing it. Make your own shit.
Flip.
No.
Yes.
No, you make your own shit.
I am. Flip.
What is it?
Flip.
What? Is it thwip or flip? Flip. It's flip. Yes or no? Flip or... Okay, it's flip. Like a flip, like a backflip.
Like, like Spider-Man goes flip.
Oh, thwip. So, like, thwip. Okay, do me a favor here. Say... No, I'm serious. Do me a favor. Say flip. Say thwip. Okay, yeah, you have a problem. Anyway. Alright, fine, whatever.
You can lose your attitude, mister.
You lose your butthole.
I will in a minute. Type that into the comment section. Lets us know you watched the whole episode. Yeah. You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/ssjautobot. Instagram me too, ssjautobot, and click the subscribe button above this video for the latest in Primecast episodes and any of my reviews I post up or vlogs. You know it. Yes.
Oh, my turn? You can follow me on Twitter at Antivator. And you can. I made a YouTube video. You can subscribe to me on YouTube at Antivator.
And the crickets chirped. Until next week, thank you for listening.
Oh my god, stop that.